Have you ever wondered how you can maximize your profit through culture? Well, today we have Katelyn Bullock, co-founder of Enta Solutions, a former engineer who applies her engineering skills to people and culture. See you on the local lens. Support local. Meet the people that are driving the businesses that are supporting our local economy. These are the businesses you want to work with. Your lens into Calgary's thriving business scene. Katelyn, welcome to the local lens. You are the co-founder of Enta Solutions. Tell me more about Enta Solutions.
Hey Jordan, thanks for having me on. Yeah, absolutely. At Enta Solutions, we help our clients to maximize their profit through engaged culture. And we do that in 3 ways. We have team building, business improvements, and we have video storytelling. And we work on a subscription model so they get constant year-round support, creating behaviors that drive their business results.
Can you tell me more what that means?
Absolutely. There's so much changing in business. Can we agree to that right now? Like, we have, the economy is changing, right? New rulers are coming in. We've got digital changes, and we have generational change too. Like, did you know in January, 53% of the workforce is gonna be millennials and Gen Z?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So like, there is so much change going on, and there's so much more demand for businesses to be purpose-driven, to have culture at the forefront in order to keep the loyalty, right? You need to retain top talent. It is expensive replacing people, so how do you keep them engaged in their day-to-day, right? It is expensive to have to deal with strategic change all the time, all the things coming at you from the economy, from new digital technologies, everything. How do you manage your change so you don't exhaust your people? How do you systemize your business to keep it thriving with your people excited about it? So we come in with packages that help you do that consistently.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. Like, even, I coach a lacrosse team, and the generational differences is amazing. And just thinking about that coming into the workforce, I couldn't imagine like how that changes organizations, communication, all that kind of stuff coming in.
It is an absolute big deal, and we're not totally prepared for it. And some clients do it really, really well, and we just come in as extra support. And some clients, they got some work to do, right? But don't kid yourself, culture is going to be key for business success. Like, we used to be able to get away with the work somebody to the bone kind of mentality in business, and it's just not going to fly anymore. Not with people who are purpose-driven, not with people who want to feel happy in their business. They want to feel happy coming to work. And this is really why we got into this, is because imagine a workplace where every single person wakes up excited to go to work. Not that there's no problems, not that they don't have to work hard, but that they're truly passionate about like succeeding together as a team. Imagine the potential, right? And the stats are crazy. Like, you get Gallup, a huge company, they do stats on this kind of stuff. They're talking like 60% increased profitability. Like, why would you leave that on the table? So we always say, don't leave potential at the door or profits on the table.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And kind of, how did you guys get into this business? Like, what's the story behind, it's such a new idea, culture's just kind of being talked about. How did this all come to fruition?
Well, believe it or not, Adam and I, we're business partners, and we are engineers.
Oh, you're engineers.
We are engineers, and we found that we loved people problems more than we loved like technical problems. And we found that there's a lot of people problems, but we take an engineering approach, and this is what makes us truly unique, is we're able to bridge that analytical mindset that is so prevalent in so many of the companies across Canada and in North America. And we're able to bridge that to systematically see behavioral changes. So we are engineers solving people problems using a systematic way.
It's pretty funny, engineers solving people problems, right? Like the last thing that you would ever expect, right? No, that's awesome. I think you need both sides of it, right? You need the people skills, and also you do need that systematic approach that, shows those results, right?
Absolutely.
And so how long have you guys been around?
So I set out on my own journey like 13 years ago, and I met Adam. I actually audited him
Oh, you audited that?
Yeah.
And that's how you guys first met?
That's how we first met, and apparently it was a good audit, like, because no, we ended up having really great conversations, and over the years, we had these ideas that we thought, we can do this. It's not just process. You can't just implement a new procedure or a new tool into a company. You have to have the people factor. In fact, that's the biggest variable. Talking to my engineering people, that's the biggest variable in safety risk, right? You got to safety factor that. You have to design the system to engage people. So how do you do that? And that's where we said, we got this. And we set out 10 years ago now doing this, maybe a bit ahead of our time, right? Because a lot of companies weren't really talking about culture, or they thought it was a box check done. Like we went off site and did our retreat and we have our values. We have culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not how it works, right? It's the behavior, it's the day to day. And that's why companies need support like ours. They need that extra support to help get them unstuck, to have those, breakout sessions, those team building workshops that get them out of the groupthink.
Okay.
Right? That get them out of their day to day, that allow the individuals to even grow and have mindset shifts. Yeah. Right? They need that third party to come in because it creates this unique space in their company. And that's what we do. And we love seeing our companies thrive and get that ROI out of their culture.
Yeah, no, it is such a new topic. And, one of the things that I heard a quote the other day that, people are a company's most important asset. Without the people, nothing turns. And it's just amazing to kind of see and understand that there are companies out there that do this, right? It's so new. What do you attribute your success to?
People. Honestly, the success that Adam and I have seen and that our clients have seen, it always comes down to relationships. It always comes down to adding value, wanting to show up and add value and give to the network around you, whether it's our clients that we've had for years, whether it's people in our network who refer us. It comes down to the relationships and the people, always. And I mean, that's exactly what we're about. So 100% it's the people.
It's the people, yeah, I know. Yeah, people that, no companies exist without people, right?
That's right.
And I guess what makes you different from the Gallups of the world or the other companies that are maybe more change management, the old style of business consulting?
Well, what makes us different is first our engineering approach, our systematic engineering approach to people problems. We also have a varying subscription model that allows continuous support plus intense full day, half days that go with it. And I think the other thing that makes us completely unique is that we recognize the foundation that sits underneath an engaged culture. We talk about our 4 pillars of an engaged culture, and it's psychological safety, clear accountability, effective communication, and strategic improvement. And we make sure those pillars are strong in everything we do. And without those pillars, it doesn't matter how well your values are defined, or if you have a foosball table in the kitchen, which has never created a culture, I will tell you that. It's the systems, the process, the methodology, the beliefs around the people that creates the culture. And so those 4 pillars, and the fact that we put those at the forefront, and we use whatever tools are at our disposal. Like, we have a video crew team, and people are always like, I don't understand. Well, because video, you guys know this, video is so good for communication. It is connection when you can't get in person together, right? And so maybe there's somebody watching right now who's like, I get that, I connected. And so that's the power, and you guys get that. And I was so excited when you called me to be on here because of that, right? And so whatever tools help build those pillars, we make sure we help those companies do that. And that's our unique value proposition.
No, you're so right, like the video side of things, right? I'm sure we've all had experience in companies that, you get a training video and it doesn't even relate to what you're using the software or something for. And if you can create that and communicate through your employees, small, medium, large organizations, with customized videos that obviously relate directly to what your employees are using it day to day, and seeing someone from your company do that can only add value.
Well, and training videos paired with like scripting that hits here.
Oh, scripting, okay.
Oh yeah, like, so it's not just the tool, it's the process on how you use the tool, right? And so like, it's the difference between having a video and then getting to the real emotional story that drives action, whether that's an internal video saying, hey, we're putting out a new safety policy, let me tell you why this is important to me as a CEO. Now, if you're trying to communicate to 500 people, you could send that memo out, but what if you also did a video? Right? And then talking to the why, and you get to recognize it. And this is we're talking about a company whose CEO, they might never even meet all their employees. They're so big, right? So how do they connect? Right? And there's ways to do that and ways to use the technology, the tools, and that's what we look for, is those innovative ways to create connection, to amplify productivity, right? To keep loyalty, to build the purpose into the business in everything they do, so that people are showing up excited. And you know what happens, and this is the best part, like this is the gravy and the icing on the cake, is like you have people and the company's profiting, but so are the people, because if I wake up excited to go to work, I come home with greater capacity for love for my family, for my friends, for strangers. And that is the ripple effect. And so, yes, it's great for business, but it's so good for the individual. And that's what gets me right here. That's my purpose.
Yeah, you talk about why, and I thought of engagement immediately when you talked about why. Because like ever since you grow up, right, even as a little kid, you wonder why. You wonder why you do things, and even as an adult, you wonder why you're doing this or why you're doing that. And if you have that why, you can really understand why you're getting up and why you're doing it, where it all kind of just makes sense and it gives you that enrichment that you talk about.
Totally. And if your why is just to get a paycheck and it feels like a grind, what if it didn't have to feel that way? Like, what if your why was so powerful the paycheck was just a bonus?
Yeah, and the what if, again, another trigger word, like it makes people are scared of the what if. But I think what you're doing is you're pushing that line, and you're creating space for the what if in a safe capacity for people to question it.
Yeah. And companies, this is a new strategic approach for companies, because culture has always been this thing on the side. And I know Peter Drucker said, culture eats strategy for breakfast, but culture is a strategy. And the reason I say the difference is because anything that's in your strategy plan, you put resources to, you put time to, and you put money to. Don't make culture a thing you do on the side. Build it into your strategy, build it into your pricing and your budget, and then do the most powerful things that are going to get you the most engagement first.
No.
And that's where we come in. We help companies strategically do that, so their efforts are getting put into place.
Oh yeah, engagement, that's huge. Obviously, everyone's rowing the boat and they're actually engaged. I think that boat goes faster than a boat with people not engaged, right?
Especially because they're rowing in the same direction. Yeah. That helps.
Yeah, I think even if you're against some ocean waves there, I think an engaged boat's gonna win that race.
Oh, but, yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I guess plans, like, what are you guys' plans coming into the future, 5-10?
We have some very exciting things. We're beta testing right now, and we're launching our team building in a box. Great for small companies who just want to do it themselves. Great for big companies where we come in and we train facilitators in the company, and then they get to run it with all the teams. Such a cool dynamic tool. And then our subscription model, we actually customize. So we'll customize, let's say you're doing a full day. We'll say, okay, we need to put a process piece in here. We're gonna run a process bit of the workshop, then we're gonna build it. We need, some extra communication support. These teams are struggling. We're gonna do a team building workshop with that. We curate it to what is happening in the business in that moment. And so 2025 looks like epic support for our clients.
Epic support, and I think that customization is so important, right? Like even within the same industry, two companies could be very, very different and need different things within their company. Yeah. How do you dive into what one company might need compared to another, even just comparing two within the same industry or two very similar companies?
Yeah, we definitely do a bit of a discovery period, and we can do that multiple ways. But again, it's based off of the client need. If your company's been surveyed to death, we're not gonna give them another survey. We'd have to find another mechanism. But we have survey tools that we use, or we'll come in and do discovery, or sometimes the leaders know exactly what they want to start with and we jump right in, right? And sometimes it's like, first we just need to solve this, it's really hurting us, right? And we'll come in and just solve that problem. And sometimes that quick win buys us some grace for people to go, take a deep breath. All right, maybe things are gonna change around here for the better, right? Maybe I'm gonna stick around a little bit longer. These are for companies who are struggling. right? Because if you can't retain top talent, and if you're having that, you know, churn, it's expensive.
Yeah,
it's expensive, but it's the same thing. Like, you think about it, it is healthcare for your business. You're either reactive and medicating, or you're proactive and you're doing the things, the culture things. So it's time for businesses to get proactive.
Yeah, proactive.
You can get it. You're sports.
I'm in sports, yeah.
Right?
No, you gotta be, I mean, if you just sit on the couch with a broken leg and you don't try and rehab it and do whatever the doctor's saying.
Or a blown shoulder.
Or a blown shoulder, yeah. I have a blown shoulder right now. It was supposed to be a fun night at the outdoor rink, but apparently I can't skate in my old age anymore. So, yeah, and I guess one question on what you just said is that discovery stage. Do you find that there are times that a management or leadership group thinks one thing and you go into their employees and they actually are so surprised by the answers that you give them?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, even in talking to leaders, they'll be like, oh, our culture is great, it's fine, but you know, I'll send you to our, you know, HR person. When we start talking, they're like, oh my God, we need you guys so bad. We're like, okay, right? There is a certain, and especially as the company grows, there's a certain amount that gets filtered out. And so it's hard for leaders to stay in touch. And that's where it's great to have a third-party perspective come in and be able to like really do a good analysis of that and be like, hey, here's the reality. Let's deal with reality, right? But so many leaders, it's like, oh, checkbox done. Our culture's good, that's been handled. It's an everyday push, but it is worth it. You're talking about like 60% increased profits. Take my money, it is worth it, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, just being an athlete, right? You go into one room, they should win. And you go into the next room and the team that maybe on paper didn't look as good, they won because that room is so tight knit. They have gotten to the root cause of what is going on. They all are rowing that boat, as we say, in that same direction. And it just creates power. It's an unstoppable force.
It's a world of difference, right?
It's a world of difference, yeah. Katelyn, so thank you for coming on the show today. I had so much fun learning about this completely new idea that's entering the workforce and the ways you can get in front of this. What are the best ways for people to get in touch with you, learn more, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Jordan. The best way to get in touch with us is to go to entasolutions.org, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm Katelyn Bullock on LinkedIn. We have a new website where you can actually take a free culture audit. Okay, and this one is called peopleprofitprocess.com. People Profit Process, and you can take a free culture audit. We will actually sit with you for an hour and go through the results and talk to you about where you could get the most ROI and engagement, where the potential is in your company. And so, I mean, it's completely free. Go to that. I would highly recommend doing that first, and then we can see what the right subscription is for you, right?
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, free. So the culture audit, you actually get like someone sits on and tells you about your results?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you get the results for free.
Wow, cool. Well, thank you guys again. This was Local Lens with Jordan Getz. Katelyn, thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you, Jordan.
It was amazing learning about Enta Solutions. Can't wait to see you around. Always love our chats.
Yes, thanks, Jordan.
See you guys next time on The Local Lens. Thanks for joining us on The Local Lens. Stay connected with Calgary's inspiring businesses and keep supporting the heart of our local economy. Your lens into Calgary's thriving business scene.